About a year ago, when Undaunted Raid released, we had an attack called Hair Razor Slash with the keyword Mr. Brave Stun 1. Since that time, we have never gotten Mr. Brave, and it's almost become a meme in the community that we're just never going to get this character. Well, that day ends today because I am revealing Mr. Brave in this new upcoming Girl Power set. The Hair Razor hero finally comes and joins Universus. He is a 7-hander with 21 health on Fire, Good, and Life. And let's jump right into it. Guys, this character is cracked, and his support. First off, we get Response. Remove one foundation. After your rival commits a foundation, due to your non-character effect, your rival commits one foundation. This is playable any number of times during your turn. This guy's like 7-hander Toga 3, but he has it at a small cost. He's going to have to remove a foundation. But guys, if you are removing a committed foundation, and you're going in for a lethal kill turn, that's not really a cost to remove a foundation. And then you're going to be adding stun 1 on top of your attacks that already have stun 1 or are forcing your rival to commit foundations in any sort of way. And we get this other response twice per turn after an attack is completely blocked. If its speed was less than printed, build it face down committed. If it's completely blocked, then during the block step, build it face down committed. And you get to abort the attack. So anything that goes off, like any block things that go off after this attack resolves, the attack never really will resolve because it never reaches the damage step. You get to build it down during the block step. But this is, guys, we had a foundation, what was it? Coordinated effort that basically got banned for an effect similar to this. And now we have it on a character twice per turn. If your speed is less than printed and your rival completely blocks it, you can just build it down. So we can have some attacks that we can purposely get their speed less than printed. For example, Hair Razor Slash, the one that came out way back in Undaunted Raid that gives itself minus speed and plus damage. Now if our rival completely blocks it, we're going to be building it down. Also, if our rival is playing any sort of speed hate, let's say we're playing against a Jhin, for example, and they're giving everything -2 speed. Well, then if they completely block anything, we're just building it down. We don't have to go out of our way to make this bottom response live. Our rival is going to do it for us by playing their speed hate cards. And then we'll say, thank you very much. We'll clear our progressive and we'll grab a foundation. And now we have a stage full of attacks to pick up later. But this is not all. This is just the character. Let's jump into his foundation, and then I'll finish it off with his ultra rare attack. His foundation is Next Generations #1, 3 diff, 6 check, 1 mid block, Mr. Brave Breaker 2, enhance commit. Your rival's next block modifier gets +X. X equals the difference between the attack's current and printed speed, only playable if this attack speed is less than printed. Basically, this is a reset. It's like that Endeavor 3 difficulty foundation that says commit, take it back to printed speed +1, except this just basically takes it back to printed. But it really is even better than that because it's not affecting your speed, it's affecting your block modifier. So if your opponent gave your speed -4 speed, if your opponent gave your attack -4 speed, commit Next Generations #1, now their next block modifier is getting +4. And then if you have anything further that says, hey, now we're going to increase the speed of our attack, their block modifier is still getting +4. This is a really, really neat design. I'm also going to be showing us how we can use this on like defense if you're Bubble Girl, for example. There's a lot of interesting things that we can do here. But your rival's next block modifier gets +X. X equals the difference between this attack's current speed and printed speed. Bottom enhance, Tenacious, Flip. This attack's keyword ratings get +1 or -1. We have already seen how powerful this can be if we give our attack any sort of instances of stun, and then we can just flip this and make all of those stun too. Unfortunately, I don't think he shares any snack time symbols. That would be cracked. But we're going to go into some cool combos on this. There are some really neat things we can do, and that is playable while committed. A very, very powerful foundation coming here in the Next Generations number 1. And now for his ultra rare attack, what kind of thing could we use this foundation to flip and give the keyword ratings +1? Well, here it is, his ultra rare attack. Guys, this one is going to see a ton of play, even probably outside Mr. Brave. We have the split end splitter. If you have split ends, Mr. Brave is going to split those. All the split ends are just completely split with split end splitter. 5 low, 7, 6 difficulty, 1 low block, 3 check, Mr. Brave stun 1, taunt, weapon. Then we're going to flip the Next Generations number 1, and all of this is going to have Mr. Brave stun 2 and stun 2. But guys, the stun just starts with the keywords. Read all of these abilities. Response: after this card leaves your card pool, your rival commits 1 foundation. So if our rival completely blocks this and we build it down, they're also going to be committing a foundation to block it, and they're going to want to block it because it's 7 damage. Then enhance, commit 1 rival foundation. This is our choice. Basically, this is like a 3rd instance of stun on this attack alone, because we get Mr. Brave stun 1, and now we're selectively committing 1. And then we're going to use our character, right, to remove a foundation and force them to stun another one. Basically, this has stun 4 if you're Mr. Brave. If you had the Next Generations number 1 out and you flip it, it's now stun 6. But we're not finished. Bottom enhance. This attack gets -1 speed. Your next attack gains stun 1. So if our rival completely blocks this, it gets to build down just on face because we're giving it plus speed. This attack is nuts. We are getting 4 instances of stun. If they choose to block, we're going to get a 5th instance of stun, a 6th one on our character, even more if we had the Next Generations number 1. There are so many neat things going on here. It even has a 1 low block. We're going to love it on defense as well. Guys, that is his kit. This is the kit for Mr. Brave. I think this character is going to be probably a meta character. Could easily be top 10, top 20 in the game just right away. Let's talk about it. Let's give some snap grades here. By the way, his quirk, I didn't really know this, but any hair he rips from his own head can be stretched, grown, and hardened. It's a quirk that is reminiscent. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. So he can pull hairs from his head and make them grow and harden and stretch. I never knew that about his quirk, but that is why he is our hair raiser hero. Let's jump into some snap grades. 1, the character, I think he's A-. I think he's right on the cusp of being extremely meta relevant. The only thing he's lacking is a little bit of defense on face, but his foundation and his attack, I think his foundation is easy A tier, and then his attack is A+. His attack is A+ if it's played in him. If it's played in anybody else, it's still a 6 diff, 4 low, 7, stun 1 that gives another one stun 1 and can commit a rival foundation. And then you'd have to be able to do something, right, to make it leave the card pool, to make your rival commit a foundation. But there could be something there. I think it's probably like a B+ in all non-Mr. Brave characters, but in Mr. Brave specifically, this is easily an A+ attack. All right, let's jump into some cool combos with Mr. Brave and his kit. First off, we have, of course, Hair Razor Slash. We can give it -2 speed and +2 damage. Then it's a 0 for 5. We'll stun 1. We'll remove a foundation, force our rival to stun 1. And if they block it, if they completely block it, we can build down Hair Razor Slash because it gave itself -speed. Next up, we have Reconstructed Wrecker. Basically anything that's going to allow us to use those face down foundations in our stage, because those are going to be attacks. Anything that allows us to pick up face down foundations, or anything that allows us to play them, like Reconstructed Wrecker. We can play a face down card from our stage face up as our next form. Of course, we're going to be taking one of those committed foundations that's an attack and playing it there. So if we had played a split end splitter in a previous turn and built it down, now we can play again after Reconstructed Wrecker another split end splitter. Also, we get like some neat foundations like High Spirit Awareness and Lost in Thought. People forget that Lost in Thought, you can use it on your own turn, and then you can pick up basically an attack from your stage. This is like a Hardened Jab light. Wouldn't it be awesome if Hardened Jab got reprinted and Mr. Brave has the good symbol? He would be the perfect character for that attack. But also High Spirit Awareness to pick up a face down foundation from our stage to our hand on defense. Not quite as good as doing it on offense like Lost in Thought, but still a very, very neat synergy here with Mr. Brave. Also, he plays a really, really nice double trouble. Remember how this bottom response goes off after it's completely blocked and not when the attack resolves. What that means is that you can play double trouble, you can echo double trouble, and then if the echoed version is completely blocked, we can use Mr. Brave to build this down before it flips. Before it flips with echo, we can build this down because the build down happens during the block step instead of after the attack's resolution. And double trouble is a stun 1, and then we can remove a foundation and make that a stun 2. If you echo a stun 2 move, that is just always going to be value. We're drawing, we're cycling our hand, discarding 1 and drawing 1, and we can build down the echo if it's completely blocked. What is not to like here? Up next, Spirit Slash. We get after this card leaves your card pool during the combat phase, build the top card of your deck face down. So now we can build Spirit Slash down if it's blocked, and then we can build in something else. That's a pretty neat static going on there. Anything that is has an effect upon leaving the card pool is going to be quite good in Mr. Brave. We also have Stun Grenade. For every attack that's left the card pool, this stun rating is going up and up and up and up. Unfortunately, Split End Splitter is not a Fury attack, so it doesn't quite work with Stun Grenade, but there could still be something here on the fire symbol. And Deception Dagger. Split End Splitter might not be a Fury, but it is a weapon. And so Deception Dagger can say stun 2, Mr. Brave stun another one, and then we can give, if it gets to our momentum, we can then give Split End Splitter another instance of stun 2. And then this can be even better because then we can have the Next Generations #1 in our stage, flip it, and give all of our keyword ratings +1. So if we played a Split End Splitter and we had a single Deception Dagger in our momentum, then Split End Splitter would be stun 4. We'd flip the Next Generations #1. Now it's stun 7, and we get to commit 1, and we're using Mr. Brave. You're basically just committing your entire rival stage in one attack with one of these in momentum and a Split End Splitter. I mean, consider their split end just completely split. And then, okay, Split End Splitter just works really, really well with Deception Dagger. Up next, Split End Splitter with Flex Your Might. It's a 7 damage move. Your rival's probably not going to have a attack with a damage equal to that, which means that we're going to be able to draw 2 cards on our first form, and then every time an attack deals damage, our rival commits 1. So we're forcing our rival to block our early attacks, and that's good, because if they completely block them, we can build them down and clear our progressive. We want our rival blocking our early attacks. Flex Your Might goes really, really well with Split End Splitter. Next up, the Next Generations one with Bubble Girl. Remember, normally we're using Next Generations #1 on our own attack, because what's the point in making our rivals' block modifiers different on their turn? That's not, but on Bubble Girl, this does matter, right? If we use Bubble Girl to give their attack like -3 speed, and then we use the Next Generations #1 and we say, hey, your next block modifier gets +3, then that's like another -3 speed for Bubble Girl, because she commits based on their block modifier, right? Commit 1 foundation, this attack gets +X or -X speed equals its block modifier. So this could be used in Bubble Girl, commit it, and then it's like -3 speed to the next attack. There's something there on defense as well. Bubble Girl likes anything that deals with the block modifier. That's what makes this Foundation's design so cool and unique. Next up, Barrier Shield. Guys, what if we Barrier Shielded our own attack? What if we played Barrier Shield and we said, hey, our attack goes to 0 speed. Commit Next Generation #1, your block modifier gets the difference of that, and then I'll play something else and take my attack back to printed speed. What a cool line of play that would be to Barrier Shield our own attack. It would be hilarious to watch a game where someone is trying to make their speed less, and then their rival is trying to make their speed more. And to see this like mini game going on, it would just be a lot of fun. but barrier shield your own attack with this foundation. Next up, repeated 100% smash. You know the only thing better than EX3 Powerful 3? How about EX4 Powerful 4? We can flip the next generation's number 1, give both of those +1 to their rating, and now repeated 100% smash is even more potent as a kill card. There are so many cool combos here. Did I mention that this foundation has Mr. Brave Breaker 2, by the way? Just how crazy is this? Mr. Brave benefits from his kit so much. Would not be surprised if he's a meta character. Well, that is going to do it for me. That is Mr. Brave and his kit. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this guy is going to be dominating Las Vegas? Or not Las Vegas, but the regionals after Girl Power comes out? What are some cool combos that you came up with? And I don't really care because this whole thing's an April Fool's joke. This character is not real. We're probably never going to get Mr. Brave, and he will not dominate the meta. But thank you to Pippa, my friend, for making these cards and giving them to me. Happy April Fools to everybody. I wish this were true, but it's not.